another spectacular week of marlin fishing on the south coast. Awesome weather for the Eden Comp. Well, hey guys, Leif here from Boss Outdoor with this week's fishing report. Well, we couldn't have asked for better weather. The water's warmed up and the seas have been pretty flat. People have been outside, people have been in the estuaries. It's been pretty good all around. Let's head to Jamari now with the estuary report.
So the estuary fishing in the channel at the moment, there are still lots of prawns around. We have drifted away from that new moon phase, which is the best for prawning. But there is still a small dark window. The moon actually sets at about 9:30 at the moment. And after it goes down, there is that dark phase. So you should be able to get some prawns after then. So with these prawns still around, even if we can't catch them, the fish absolutely still can. So there's good numbers of trevally in the channel. Quite a lot of bream actually. Some big yellowfin bream down in this front section here. As we come into autumn, those first few weeks of autumn, you get some big yellowfin bream. They come in off the beaches hunting prawns in all the estuary systems. So head down the front, fish some soft plastics or prawns as bait, and you should end up with a few nice bream. So with those bream coming in off the beaches into the estuaries during autumn, there are still plenty of big whiting along the beaches in the gutters. Down towards Pambula is the better option. They are still across from the airport here, directly across from the airport on that beach there, down towards Pambula. The further you go towards the mouth, seems to get better for the whiting on the beach. Prawns, pippies, and sandworms are probably the best, to be honest, but prawns, pippies, and worms will all work. Yeah, head down towards Pambula, hopefully get some whiting.
Too right, Jamari. Geez, the bream and whiting have been good. And what about the flathead? There's a flathead weighed into that Eden Comp about 95 centimetres and heaps of reports of fish over that 80 mark. So as those northerlies come in over the weekend, be great top water flathead fishing. So how's the Dewey fishing? That Dewey fishery just continues to shine. There's still plenty of good fish around. How's that fish been holding court in Eden off one of the beaches in the comp? 112 centimetres, what a cracking fish. And a shout out to Cooper. Thanks for sending that video in, mate. Great release of that Dew fish.
So off the rocks at the moment. Towards the end of last week, we had a few days of southerly wind, and towards the weekend it blew southerly even more. So what that does, pushes warmer water in from offshore, and the colder water that was along the coast has been pushed north. So that sort of 17, 18, pushing 19 degree water has all moved up, and we've got some warmer water come in from out wide, and it's sitting at around 20, 21 degrees. What that means is heaps of bait on all the headlands and in the little coves around the headlands. Lots of garfish, lots of mullet, stacks of yakkers around, and even some good slimy mackerel. So with all those bait fish coming in, what tends to happen is you get those smaller pelagic predatory fish push in with those bait. Heaps of bonito, lots of frigate, there's lots of salmon around, and even a few smaller kingfish. So this weekend it's looking like it's going to blow northeasterly. So look, get on those south-facing headlands, throw some lures around. You should come up tight with a feed of fish.
Well, some great offshore fishing this week. The flathead has still been pretty good. You might have to wind a bit further and get out a little bit deeper to catch those really big fish if you want to be a chance of winning that Eden Comp. I think the fish is about 60 odd centimetres winning that at the moment. So get out a bit wider, wind them up a bit higher, but it's worth it. As far as snapper goes, there was a cracking snapper too, about 58 centimetres. So that'll take some beating, I reckon, a really good fish. Mowong's probably still a pretty good chance. So get out there and chase some mowies and chase some snapper and you'll get some good fish. So back to that spectacular marlin bite. Isn't it absolutely amazing? How's Daniel and his parents going out tagging 8 marlin? And they didn't just finish there, got a great dolphin fish as well. Plenty of dolphin fish around, we've still seen a few over that metre mark. Micah going out and catching his young fella Tommy, his first marlin, so how good. Good on you, Tommy, well done, mate. That's a great fish. We've seen lots of marlin with multiple boats catching multiple fish, up to 10 fish per boat. So if you're gonna ever want to go marlin fishing, now's the time to get out there. So while that offshore fishing has been red hot, I'd probably relax for a couple of days. The weather coming down from that cyclone is bringing some big swell, dangerous conditions. So the estuaries are still firing, fish the estuaries, wait a couple of days, and those marlin will still be back out there over the weekend when that weather calms back down. Well, that wraps things up for this week's fishing report. You may have noticed that we're not in our Merimbula store this week. We've come up to our Nowra store where unfortunately we have to close the store down. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, come on up. We've got a minimum of 10% up to 91% off everything in store. So come up to Nowra and get yourself a bargain. We'll be doing auctions like we did on our birthday sale weekend in Merimbula every Saturday in Nowra for the next 3 months sort of thing. So yeah, come up to Nowra, join in on the auctions and let us hook you up.